Yo, what's going on? Geek Corner, this is your boy, Earthsmack the Mad Scientist.
It's the man, infamous. F them kids.
F them kids. Welcome to another edition of Turn Buckle Talk. Back from the Dominican Republic. Yes, your boy has been out of the country. I've been in the Dominican Republic, get some fun in the sun, much needed vacation, much needed break from the reality of it all. You know what I'm saying? I was able to catch Elimination Chamber, and it was probably one of the best Elimination Chambers in a long time.
That PLE as a whole was dope. I mean, from Big E grubbing up in Canada to the women's elimination chamber match to when Jade came back, that actually went exactly how I thought it would with Jade coming back. I thought Jade was going to come back like during Naomi's elimination. She came back in the beginning and destroyed Naomi. I'm pretty sure they're probably still picking up pieces of her from Toronto.
Yeah, man. She needs some help.
Oh man, and then that excuse me, that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match. Oh man, the roller coaster. First of all, the lights were down. Then the roller coaster that they took us on in that match.
Yeah, absolutely.
The entire match.
Yeah, man, it was great. It was great pay-per-view, man. And just like Infamous said, man, F them kids.
F them kids.
That's what John Cena said. F them kids, because finally we got what we asked for, man. We've been asking for this man to turn heel forever and a day, and we waited to the end of his career to actually do this. Now just a quick critique in that. Okay. First of all, Travis Scott should not have been there. Okay, he shouldn't have been there at all. We all know Travis Scott. We want Travis Scott to be with Jey Uso because of one particular song, and it goes with the rhythm of the Yeet. You know what I'm saying? So why did he show it with The Rock? It was more like an ego thing. That's really what that really was. And then he slapped the piss out. He slapped the piss out of Cody, bust his eardrum.
The holy hell out of Cody. And see, I think Travis Scott shouldn't have been there because the moment was so big. I mean, we not only saw John Cena go heel, but the way he went heel, like a nut kick. Yeah, that's the epitome of. That's the ever-loving meaning of going heel when you pull that one. And then I had to think about it. I thought about it a few ways. I forgot what the article was. It may have been Sports Illustrated. Don't know. Yeah. Nope. It was Bleacher Report. I'm sorry. It was Bleacher Report.
Yeah.
John Cena announces his last hurrah, his tour and everything. We didn't see John Cena much.
No.
John Cena got a bye round to get in the Elimination Chamber. Yeah. He had no problem submitting CM Punk the way he was. Old John Cena would have had somewhat of a problem with that. He knew this was his last chance, to get that title. And then somebody just got rid. It was like, remember the hand gesture that The Rock made at the end of Survivor Series,
right?
And then the poster. Then you had the poster with him, Travis Scott, and John Cena on it. So it was. So I mean, I think there was signals this entire time, but we didn't catch it until Saturday night. But the way he turned heel, the face he made, like it was just, I'm in it for me. I can care less about what you guys think, because he's like, I got to do what I got to do to get this title one last time. Yeah, which I believe I absolutely think he's going to win at WrestleMania. And if he does, let's just say The Rock one. I don't even think The Rock is done recruiting. I think there's going to be one more person.
I think it's going to be one more person. I don't think John's going to win at WrestleMania though, but I do think it brings more interest because now that John's the heel, it's like, oh, this adds another layer to the situation. versus two big baby faces facing each other like Warrior and Hogan, at WrestleMania. It's different. It feels different. Now, if I was to add a third person, I'll pick Randy Orton, the most less likely choice. The mortal enemy of John Cena. You know what I'm saying? It's like John was the mortal enemy of The Rock at one point. You got him, Cena, and Orton. That's literally a new version of the NWO right there. That's literally what that is. So
you know what it could be too?
What?
You could bring back. You could basically have your 2025 version of the two-man power trip. Remember, Triple H and Stone Cold, they went at it plenty of times. And the next thing you know, Vince put them together. Those two respectively became WWE champion and Intercontinental champion, and then like a couple weeks later became the tag team champions until Triple H lost the Intercontinental title. Then they lost the tag team titles that night. He tore his quad the first time. So I mean, he could very well do that. I did see another thing where The Rock basically builds a whole stable.
Yeah.
Basically goes to war with Triple H. Triple H has to build a stable, and this lasts all the way until Survivor Series. So I mean, it
could very well be.
I mean, if this is done right, for which I'm pretty sure The Rock is going to make sure that this is done right. It's a lot. I mean, this could go all the way to Survivor Series. It absolutely could if it's done right.
If it's done right, man. But check it, we got a jam-packed show for you guys today, man, because we know AEW Revolution is this weekend coming, man. We're going to do our AEW Revolution predictions today. And also, speaking of Bleacher Report, at the end of the show, we're going to be talking about Bleacher Report's top 10 list of WWE greatest superstars. And some people might feel a little upset about that list, but we got our own personal list, too, after we say what we say. But check it, man. Let's get into AEW Revolution, man. Let's get into some predictions, man. First match out here. Now, I'm not sure it's going to be the first match on the card, but let's just say for a fact that Revolution never, ever disappoints. Ever disappoints. So I think this is going to be one of those things. Starting with Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage match. How do you feel about that, Infamous?
Depending on the outcome of this match. If I think Kyle Fletcher wins if he escapes. Ospreay wins if it's straight up pin him or whatever in the middle of the ring. I'm going to go with Will Ospreay on this one. I think he could use this win right here.
Okay.
I think he could use his win, and not saying he's been like a super bad loser streak or nothing like that, but I believe Ospreay could use his win because of the simple fact that it's Kyle Fletcher. And if we want to be for real, Fletcher at the top of his game.
Yes.
And it's been at the top of his game since he went solo, since he went heel, since he went the Don Callis family. Kyle Fletcher's been doing his thing. So I mean, this match could go either way, but I'm gonna run with Ospreay on this one. I would like for Fletcher to win, but I think Ospreay wins.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think Will Ospreay gonna win this one. Kyle Fletcher did beat Will Ospreay the last meeting that they have. Mm-hmm. The Proto Star has been on a tear. Like, this man has put out some very, 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 very good matches. So this steel cage match is going to be nothing short of amazing. But at the same time, though, I think Will Ospreay actually gets this dub. Now on the flip end, I can see Kyle Fletcher winning by escape, but knowing how AEW operates, I think this is going to happen in the middle of the ring, like in the cage, in this cage. But my thing is this: here's what I want out this steel cage match. I want a traditional steel cage match, no weapons, just a cage, and you and your opponent, like, just do it like the old days. Like that is my challenge to them. Like, don't put no other weapons in there.
Yeah.
Just the cage. The cage itself is the weapon. Like, do what you do on that one. But
I think Will Ospreay is going to fly his ass off in this match.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll see what happens there. But both of us said Will Ospreay. And next match up is MJF and Adam Hangman Page, man. What you got?
I'm going with Hangman. I'm going with Hangman, and here's why.
Okay.
Hangman, he's been more heel-ish up until recently, to where he's like Venom, the anti-hero.
Yeah,
but you don't want to see him take an L. And I need him, some real junk, man. I need him to get back into the world title picture.
Yeah.
I think a win like this one does it.
Yeah. Now, this ain't a number one contender. This is definitely a grudge match, you see. So,
full-on grudge match.
Whew, I don't know. This is a tough one here. This is definitely a tough one.
And side note, it would be good to see MJF wrestle on Wednesdays more.
Yeah, but I think how they treat MJF. Yeah, I think how they treat MJF is like less is more with him.
It is. That's true now.
Yeah,
you disagree with that?
Because I would say his level of stardom went down a little bit. It's just that if you notice, like in the promos, the people that he goes up for promos against, he's like, yeah, you got that low hanging fruit. That's what you're gonna do. The typical this and this and this and this and this. It's almost like they're challenging him to do better promos than he have been doing. Like all his promos have been great, be greater than the great promos. I think they constantly like pushing him to be to that level. Like I said, this is a tough one to decide. On prediction wise, okay, I pick Hangman.
But here's the funny part: we pick Hangman, but watch MJF win on some cheat shit though.
Right, and I'm not mad at that because MJF,
I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, MJF do need that win, but I think Hangman needed more.
Yeah.
Now, how he wins, that's going to be determined the fact that on how much more they're going to stretch this thing out further. So, like, if MJF foot is on the ropes or something like that, MJF don't have the claim to it. Like, yo, you never beat me, and yada yada yada. So that can lead over to another match or another pay-per-view or whatever the case. But my pick is Hangman Adam Page. And
yeah.
So far we on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, I believe Page catches him with that buckshot lariat.
Yeah,
like twice.
Yeah,
because I mean, if you think about it, MJF is not an easy win for anybody. I don't care who steps in there with him. You have to put in work to beat him. So I think Page wins, and to be honest, I think somebody interferes with this match. You know what? Where's Wardlow? Is Wardlow still hurt?
You know what? Wardlow could be that deciding factor. Wardlow could be that person that interferes in that match and causes Hangman Page to actually win that match. Because he attacked MJF. Wardlow attacked MJF at World's End. So it could be the case. That is if Wardlow is off for injury, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I mean, honestly, anything with a pay-per-view like this one, which, like you said, Revolution does not disappoint. Yep. So anything can happen, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick with Page to win. You know what? No, I'm flipping MJF.
Okay, we flipping.
Flip.
Okay,
I'm flip. I'm gonna run with MJF on this one. He wins off some cheat shit, either with that damn ring or outside interference by somebody. But it's gonna be one of the two.
Okay,
he's not winning this match straight up. Ain't no way.
Okay. So, next matchup is Ricochet versus Swerve Strickland for the number one contender spot.
I'm going with Swerve.
And with not the Road. You got to get that Road back. First time I told him, if you ain't winning, I'm done.
I'm going with Swerve.
Yeah, I'm going with Swerve on this one. I'm going with Swerve. Or no. I'm going with Swerve. The only way Swerve doesn't win is if Prince Nana turns on him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Swerve. I agree. But real quick, can we give heel Ricochet his flowers real quick?
Can
we give heel Ricochet his flowers real quick? I mean, think about it.
Hey, heel Ricochet.
Yeah, they squabbling out there now. Yeah.
Yeah. They cooking with that man.
Look at, let me tell you something. Heel Ricochet. He's got the look, he's got the attitude, he's got the swagger, he's got the violence. I mean, honestly, these two were meant to face each other. If I am Swerve, I'm doing this. I'm taking a page out of Velveteen Dream's book. I'm coming out there in Prince Puma tights. I'm coming out there and I'm reminding him of who he used to be. And I'm making it. I absolutely believe this has the promise to be a 5-star match, minimum 4. So I believe Swerve wins, but I just had to take a moment to give Ricochet his flowers real quick because heel Ricochet. Come on, sir. Come on, sir.
Hey, this is the best Ricochet I've seen. This is the best Ricochet I've seen, man.
Ever. This man deserves his props. Ricochet, if you're watching this, you've got 2 brothers giving you these right here.
That's right. Yeah, you get that, man.
Come on.
Hey, but you're gonna get your ass put up out here in Revolution. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because Swerve is gonna kick your head in.
Oh man,
gonna get that roll back. And I'm with you with the Prince Puma. I'm with you with that one.
Swerve is a dangerous man.
Very. The most dangerous man in AEW.
Dangerous man.
That we tells you. Got to get that embassy roll back, man. Got to get that embassy roll back.
You got to.
I think Swerve's going to get this. He's going to win the number 1 contender spot, which leads over to another storyline elsewhere to whoever wins what. But next matchup is Mercedes Moné and Momo Watanabe. I'm
going with Mercedes. She's the Thanos of the women's division right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same, but I think she's gonna have new competition by the end of this match, and that's gonna be Billy Starks from Ring of Honor, and then that's gonna lead to Athena because Athena and Mercedes have had some words for each other on Twitter, and Mercedes like get your little minion and say and like, hey, ain't you been like holding it down in Ring of Honor? Like, won't you come to the big league over here and holler at your girl? You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking in the future we're gonna get that Athena versus Mercedes, but I need that in Texas though. I need that in All In.
And guess what? I not only need that match, but whatever straps they holding on to, I need all them straps on the table.
Yeah, put them on the table.
When to take them all, when to take it all, when it takes the whole shebang bang.
Right.
The whole shebang.
The whole 9. Now, Momo Watanabe, I'm definitely for her. I would sign her in a heartbeat because she's definitely one of the best talents out there in Japan and the world. And people are going to see in full splendor what this woman can do. If you're not familiar with what she do in Japan, you're about to get put on game at AEW Revolution for sure, man. But yeah, I think Mercedes got a couple feuds lined up just based off of what's been going on in backstage, and I think a lot of seeds been planted. So I do like the way the story is being told. So definitely good with that one. Next match up is the Hurt Syndicate and the Outrunners.
I like these guys, man.
I like the Outrunners, man.
I really like the Outrunners because they're the Beverly Brothers 2025.
Yeah.
But you're not beating the Hurt business.
We heard people.
I'm sorry, Hurt
We
Syndicate.
heard people. We heard people.
and the crowd is into it.
Yes.
These are they're supposed to be heels. They're not supposed to be getting their music sang.
Nah.
But this is what you get when you get 3 respectable men in one stable. MVP, who MVP has gone all over this world to do work. Bobby Lashley, he's been in multiple promotions and done work. And of course, Shelton Benjamin, who's probably one of the most athletic wrestlers that we've ever seen. At his age, still doing what he's doing.
Still doing his thing.
So, I mean...
And I feel like he's truly going to get his flowers in AEW. He's already winning tag team gold right now. I want him to see some singles gold before he retires. Now, the Outrunners, what I would like to see in this tag match, though, is not a squash. I want to see like a lengthy match. I want to see the Outrunners take the Hurt Syndicate to the limit.
I think they will.
And
I think we're gonna get that.
Right, because I don't want to see what they did with Private Party. I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying?
That was almost a squash.
Right, they beat Private Party into obscurity. you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like them beating the Bucks was meaningless, and that's just how it looked like on paper. But with the Outrunners, though, I need a tremendous showing by them. Like I said, take them to the absolute limit. But the Hurt Syndicate got this. That's my pick.
I think, and I'm gonna run with you with the Hurt Syndicate. I think the Outrunners take them to the limit because of how energetic they are, what they bring to the table. I mean, you take a look at these two guys. It's an instant trip back in time to the early 90s. Yeah. I mean, they take you back to 92, 93 every time you see them. So I mean, I think the Hurt Syndicate win. This ain't gonna be no easy match for them. No, they're going to have to work to win this because the energy these two bring. Yeah, whatever finishing moves they think are going to work right off the jump. No, these guys are on 100 the entire match.
Yes, and they are super over with the crowd. So that's
yeah.
So you don't want to have a squash match. You want to have a tremendous showing. Like, let them come just a little bit short, and then now you got that tag team division built up the way you want to. In the right trajectory need to go. But the minute the Hurt Syndicate hit their stride,
tell y'all.
Yeah, you know what's amazing about this?
It's about to be over, man. It's about to be over, man. Next matchup is Timeless Toni Storm versus Mariah May in a Hollywood ending. Falls count anywhere, no DQ, no submission, no holds barred. It is everywhere. They're fighting everywhere. Falls count anywhere. So, who do you think taking this dub? My pick is Toni Storm.
No, I was about to say I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you, man. Because the whole name of the match itself screams Timeless Toni Storm, man. For her to come back, I mean, yeah, you got Mercedes Moné in the division, but Storm is still carrying this division with one hand, bro, with one shoulder. So I gotta go with Toni, and I like Mariah May. I think Mariah May's tenure as champ, it was not forgettable. So I mean, I think I got Toni Storm to win, but I can see this match being kind of brutal. I hope it is.
I hope it is. I mean, I want blood, man. I want blood. I need it. I need that. But I think Toni. Now it could swerve us and have Mariah May win the title back and Toni go do her thing somewhere else. But I think Toni Storm gonna win this. It's gonna be a lot of close calls though. It's gonna be a lot of close calls. It's gonna have to take someone interfering or a newcomer or somebody new that we haven't seen pop up. But we'll see how it goes, man. Next matchup is Konosuke Takeshita versus Kenny Omega for the national championship. Who you got for this one, man?
Takeshita.
Ooh, man. You picking Takeshita out this.
And I like Kenny Omega. I love Kenny Omega. Time out. Takeshi's beaten Omega before, hasn't he? If I'm right.
Yeah, he has. He's beating a good bit of greats, to be honest.
Omega don't take too kindly to knowing that he's never beaten somebody.
That's true. 1-on-1. Yeah. I'm going with Kenny Omega.
And Kid is an EVP, so
hey, that promo he cut, that he said, man, listen, I'm done with EVP, done for the extra baggage of friends or whatever the case may be. This is the best bout machine. This is the cleaner Kenny Omega. This is New Japan Pro Wrestling, Wrestle Kingdom Kenny Omega that he's talking about. This is a whole different Kenny.
Well, go on with Kenny Omega on this one, then. Because if we're getting the best bout machine pre that surgery that he had a while back,
yeah,
when he handlebar mustache Kenny. Oh man, that look for anybody that wasn't watching AEW, was about maybe 2 years ago. For anybody that wasn't watching, matter of fact, there may have been 3. If you weren't watching AEW when this man was walking around with about 3 or 4 belts.
Yeah.
And was
belt collector.
And was injured during those championship tenures. Was walking around hurt.
Had vertigo and everything.
Bruh, y'all missed out. I'm going with Kenny Omega because I got a good feeling we're about to get the return to that dude, because if he gets that international championship, he's getting something else.
And I've heard rumors that they are going to merge the Continental title and the International Championship. Like they have the match, like merging those titles, which I do want, because let's face it, it's too many belts.
And this, let's be honest, International, Continental, I'm sorry, they're basically the same damn belt, just 2 guys holding. So it's
I can't say that, because Continental title is nobody can be outside the ring and there's no interference.
And they do hold a damn classic for it, which I like the Continental Classic. So I will say this. I would feel some type of way if the Continental Classic goes away.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get rid of the Continental Classic. I think they're going to call it something. They're probably going to call it, well, I don't know what they're going to call it. Yeah. You can't call it an Intercontinental title because call it that. But
that's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
So probably the International Championship, maybe. It figure out a name for it, but still yet though. I think Kenny Omega will win. Konosuke Takeshita actually been a good carrier of the International Championship. He's literally been defending that title across the world, not just in AEW. So and he's been doing his due diligence holding that belt, man, just to see that belt on that man. But Kenny Omega, best bout machine, that is my pick. And on to the main event. Jon Moxley and Rated R superstar Colt. What's your predictions for this?
I'm going with Moxley.
I'm going with Colt and Christian cashing in and taking it from him.
The reason I'm going with Moxley is because I refuse to believe we're not done with the Death Riders. There's so much more you can do with them.
Well,
I still think there's more you can do with them.
True. I think the next level will be the Ops. Never lacking.
Yeah.
That will probably be your next step. But they're running on steam right now, man. I can't. I think Cope gave it new life, but I think the Death Riders they out of steam. I think they can't hold this title until All In Texas, because I think the interest is waning. But I think what will re-spark that interest though will be Cope winning and then Christian cashing in the moment this man wins and take the title. And Christian Cage is the AEW World Champion. Yeah. And this man is super entertaining as a heel.
So my Christian.
Yeah. But I can be your dad.
Shut your mouth while I conduct my business.
See? Yeah. So it's there. It's there. You know what I'm saying? So,
and he doesn't even have to try. That's the crazy part. He doesn't have to try hard.
No, not at all.
He doesn't have to try hard at all. It just comes natural with what he comes out and he says.
Yep. So ultimately, I think Rated R Superstar Coke is going to win this one. But what happens afterwards is what I'm interested in. That what brings my interest out there, man. But we will see, man. What we see.
Yeah.
Now, Bleacher Report put out a list. Okay. And it's their top 10 list for greatest WWE superstars. Now, some people agree with it. Some people don't agree with it. But
I disagree with that list.
Yeah, so we're gonna actually go through this list. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna give you our list of top 10 greatest WWE superstars. So let's get down to the brass tacks, shall we? So we're gonna go down with number 10. Number 10 is Hulk Hogan. For Bleacher Report. And you ought to know how we feel about Hulk Hogan. You know, that's how we feel about this man. However, as a wrestler in the 80s, he did catapult WWF to new heights. You know, people didn't know what WWF was, but they know who Hulk Hogan was.
He also snitched when Jesse the Body Ventura was trying to unionize. Yeah, Terry, we didn't forget.
We ain't forgot.
Your name is Terry Bollea now. I want to call Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was a hero. Hulk Hogan was one of the greatest. Did one of the greatest heel turns ever. Terry Bollea, on the other hand, was a snitch. Trash.
Yep, trash. Number 9 was Roddy Piper. I do not disagree with that whatsoever. I don't disagree with Roddy Piper being on this list.
I like Piper. He just wouldn't make my list, but I love Piper though.
Here's why he will make my list, because he would have the natural ability to piss everybody off. And he has had some classic matches. He has some classic feuds. One of which a lot of people don't realize he had a classic feud with Bret the Hitman Hart. But Rowdy literally is one of the top 5 heels in wrestling. Period. Nobody can piss somebody off like Hot Rod Roddy Piper.
Could we say the likes of Roddy Piper walk so guys like CM Punk can run a little bit?
Yeah, I can honestly say that. I can honestly say that, man. And number 8, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
So far down.
So far down. And, hey, man, when I saw him like close to the bottom of the list, I was like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck?" Hello. We talking this Shawn Michaels? Look, when Shawn Michaels had those boots, the O'Neal boots,
the biker boots,
yeah, the biker boots, the O'Neals, when he was popping you in the face with the super kick. Listen, this man could not be touched. All right, the Heartbreak Kid could not be touched. I used to have the best of Shawn Michaels VHS tape. I used to watch that thing religiously, man, religiously. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he don't belong at the bottom of the list. He should be number 8.
Biker boot Shawn Michaels was a different breed.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
He was a different breed.
He was a whole nother level, man. Yeah, people just don't understand. People just don't understand, man. The Heartbreak Kid was on another level. But number 7 was The Rock, the People's Champ.
He's so far down.
He's so far down.
Far down the list.
But there's higher people on the list though. Like who's higher than The Rock? Who's higher than The Rock? The people higher than The Rock. Bruno Sammartino. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I think he's, based on what Bleacher Report has, he's at the right spot. He's at the right spot. Dude held that title for about 10 years.
He did. Oof. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. Next person up is John Cena. You can't see him. Yes, you can see him.
Well, we can see him nowadays.
Yeah, you can see him now.
We see him now.
Yeah.
I agree with this one.
Yeah. And next man up is The Undertaker.
As long as he's in your top 5, I'm cool. Matter of fact, top 4, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, he's number 4. And hopefully this sticks. But we got number 3, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Yeah.
I like that. Now I'm gonna tell you real quick. He's not that high on my list, but he's on he's in my top 10.
Okay.
Easily in my top 10.
Easily your top 10. All right. So the next person on the list, number 2, is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Absolutely.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now,
absolutely.
who's number 1? Now, number 1 in the top 10 greatest WWE superstars of all time, according to Bleacher Report, is Bret, the Hitman Hart. Bret Tavius.
I got him in my top 10 too. He's not that high, but I got him in my top 10 as he deserves. Did you ever hear Big Daddy V, Viscera / Mabel? There was an interview of him years ago. Bruh, when I mean this man was a Bret Hart fan, bruh, they said he was like, if there's a man you want to be in the ring with, if there's a man that's going to make sure you are taken care of, it was this man right here. And it's I seen some more interviews. It's guys that, when I mean they would die on that hill for Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Bruh. I mean, Bret, which I'm not surprised. For which again, I apologize to Bret long ago after I watched the fall. What was it? The fall of WCW.
Yeah.
Watching that, I was like, you know what? We owe this man an apology.
Yeah.
Like, we owe this man an apology. I will never stop apologizing to Bret Hart because he was that guy. His career was cut short. I still think we had so much more to get from him, but when it came to it, this man was a drop. He was your technician if there ever was a technician in wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, he is number 1. And I have a valid argument on why he should be number 1. So, argument number 1, Stone Cold Steve Austin. How did he get the moniker of the toughest SOB in the WWE?
Bret Hart.
Well, how did he get that? WrestleMania, when he never tapped out to the sharpshooter and bled out his face. That made Stone Cold Steve Austin be the toughest SUB in the WWF at the time, right?
That was an amazing match, by the way.
It was. Reason number 2. The boyhood dream. Where was that born?
That was Shawn Michaels and, you know it, Bret Hart.
Bret Hart, the Iron Man match. He made Shawn Michaels. He shot him to the other side of the moon right there, man, because he was at one point, he was just an Intercontinental champion. Back and forth. That was it.
Yep.
So also, outside of Macho Man Randy Savage, he was the only wrestler of that size that was catapulting WWE to another level, right? Of wrestlers that size. Like, you could say he pioneered for people of the size of Austin and Michaels and Rock and Triple H, even though he was a little bit slimmer, he got bigger at the time. But those larger characters became obsolete. Bret started that trend of you don't have to have like overarching power and size to be the leader of the locker room.
Bret basically said, like you said, Bret was like, you don't have to be the biggest dude to do this job. But Bret basically said, you need to know how to wrestle.
Yeah.
you not only need to know how to wrestle, you have to be able to get it done. I mean, remember he used to do that figure 4 between the
in the pose when he was
between the post as a heel.
Yeah.
Did we ever see that from anybody before we seen that from him? No. I mean, we talk.
Not that level.
And plus, this man was taking bumps while he was in a wheelchair from Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And again, the infamous Stone Cold Steve Austin match at WrestleMania. I mean, this dude was kind of sort of a king of putting guys over.
Yeah.
Oh, because remember, Stone Cold had been going through it up until that moment. Up until he became who he was, because I think Steve got let go, then the whole fiasco down in ECW. Then look at Shawn. Shawn was somewhat coked out Shawn when he faced it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've called Shawn Michaels a ring general. I don't think there's a better ring general than Bret the Hitman Hart.
No, and no one has gotten injured wrestling this man. That man got a clean record when wrestling people in WWE and WCW. Like come on, man.
We don't talk about this man enough because he wasn't high flying like the likes of Shawn Michaels. He wasn't big like Batista, The Rock, or Triple H. He wasn't, yo, look at me, I'm doing this like Stone Cold. He was a technician who night in, night out, put on the pink and black, came to the ring, bust your ass real quick, say what's up to the kids, give him some sunglasses, whatever, and he's going back to the locker room to get back on the road and do it all again. And a bona fide family man at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Solidified family man at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
This man does not get his flowers like he deserves.
Nah. But he getting his flowers today, though.
He absolutely is.
He getting that today, man.
Yeah,
now we got our own list, right? We got our own list. So let's start with ours. Like, what is your number 10?
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist.
Kurt Angle,
man. Integrity, intelligence, and intensity.
And I ain't even talking peak Angle. I'm just talking Kurt Angle when he first got there, and then before he left. It was the beginning of many of his 5-star matches.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what? He never got a truly a 5-star match, but that's crap. Don't matter because we know he's been giving 5-star matches. I mean, this man was angle slamming people left and right. This man was thoroughly entertaining. Like whether he was heel or face, like outside of his wrestling ability, I actually agree with that.
He wasn't even peak Angle yet. I'm not saying Perk Angle because he's not proud of Perk Angle. So everybody was like, you know what? We'll just call him Peak Angle.
Peak Angle, man. That's what he was, man. My number 10, Randavious Octavius Orton.
Yo.
Hey. Randy Orton, like that's my number 10, man. Generational talent, and I'm gonna tell you, if it wasn't for Randy Orton, you probably wouldn't have a John Cena. Like the mortal enemy of John Cena is really Randy Orton. One of the most devastating finishes in all of professional wrestling. This man also he RKO'd Hogan over the trunk of a car and looked down at him while his daughter was crying. In the process. Yeah. So, Randy, now what he's done for the business, he's been the youngest world heavyweight champion in the WWE by beating Chris Benoit. So, how long he held the belt, that's irrelevant, but he was the youngest world champion and he became a multi-time world champion along the way. Had epic feuds with the likes of The Undertaker and John Cena and so on and so forth. And he is known as the Legend Killer, taking out so many legends back to back in so many classic matches, especially with Mick Foley.
4 words, everybody. Bald head Randy Orton. Go back and look at that film. I promise you. Bald head Randy Orton was on borderline terrorist to that McMahon family.
Easily. Randy, what are you doing? Why are you kicking people in the head?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
That's Randy Orton right there, man.
And guess what?
Octavius Orton.
And he almost did it Saturday night to Kevin Owens.
He almost did it too.
Almost did it. When I seen him back up, I said, Steph was like, what are you about to do? I said, he about to kick the shit out of Kevin Owens.
He about to kick him right in the head. He's like, you know what? I don't need a chair. I'm going to put it over to the side. But following Randy Orton's career, yes, Randy, and his also his longevity. He's not really a high flyer. You know, he does have the standing drop kick, because I love when he does that. But
that's a textbook drop kick for somebody that size, too.
Textbook. You know what I'm saying? So, Randy, yes, he belongs in the top 10 for me. So, yeah, let's do it. What's your number 9? Roman Reigns?
Yep.
Wow. You already gave it to him like that?
The reason I'm going to give it to him is let's take a look at where one, his family. Second, let's take a look at the work he's done pre-Tribal Chief. Excuse me. The work he's done pre-Tribal Chief, he was somewhat like John Cena, how he was kind of forced down the throat a little bit.
Yeah.
Had his leukemia and all of those stuff, got over it. Then the pandemic comes around. He shows up. We're sitting there thinking, Roman Reigns is here. What is he about to do? He's not saying what he's going to do. Then he comes out, wins the title, beats who is that? Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. Just shows up.
Yeah.
Just shows up and wins. He still got his t-shirt on when he wins that match.
Yeah.
Then you have the whole Tribal Chief. The old Tribal Chief, he beats his cousins. He makes them run along with him. Sammy, Solo, he's a Paul Heyman guy now. And his mic work, he didn't even have to say much, but it was like the way he said it.
Yeah.
And the reason I give it to him, the last 3 years, 3-4 years easily made me a Roman Reigns fan, because he was basically part of the most important storyline in wrestling for the better part of 3 years until he lost the title.
Yeah. My number 9 is Kurt Angle. Man.
Angle, you're in there with both of us, no matter what.
Kurt Angle is in there, and he's gonna forever be in there. This man has done a lot of things, and he has put himself ahead in the same names as Austin and Rock or whatever. Like, he was like, I put myself there on that pedestal. You know what I'm saying? So, Kurt Angle for sure for me. What's your number 8?
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho Man, one of the most flamboyant captains in WWE.
And the reason is his WWE tenure. I didn't get all of it like I really want to. The guys is in front of him. I got every bit of their tenure. But when I say I didn't see all of it, I want to say I saw Macho Man's tenure WWE. I saw about maybe a good 75-80% of that. That's what I mean about that. The rest of these guys, I've seen 100% of them. So I mean, and that's no diss to the Macho Man whatsoever, because I've always preferred Macho Man before Hulk Hogan any damn day. This man came off the top rope. He could wrestle. He did moves outside the ring. That flying elbow drop. Let's think about it. That's been passed down to a lot of wrestlers. Bailey does it. CM Punk does it. And real quick, shout out to CM Punk back then when Macho Man died. He showed up in the peach colored tights that said "Be Macho" and yellow boots back then. So I mean, the Macho Man, I also think he was a little bit more influential to fans than Hulk Hogan was, just on a personal level, not on a wrestling level. And I also just think Macho Man was just a freaking awesome human being.
He was like his interviews on the Arsenio Hall show. Yeah, like those are legendary things. He was like, it's okay for men to cry. Like this is back in the 80s, right? This is like 80s and 90s. Like he's telling you this. He's like, yeah, it's okay. Like I cry all the time. Like I'll do this and this and this. And a lot of people know he's a baseball player too. And if you see Young Rock, you see how Macho Man is being portrayed in Young Rock. So like I'm always pro Randy. I'm pro Randy. And I'm not saying this because Hulk Hogan said what he said back then, but I was always pro Randy, pro Ultimate Warrior back then. You know what I'm saying? So
it was easy. It was easy to be that.
It was easy to be that. So like I had Macho Man shirts. I still got them actually. I liked it when he was the Macho King. Like I was cool with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like with the mega powers. I was with that. You know what I'm saying? But for my number 8. Is Roddy Piper, just like same reasons for what I was saying earlier. And my number 7 is Randy Savage. Is Macho Man Randy Savage? I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. So, love me some Macho Man Randy Savage, man.
He was such a gem, man.
For sure, man. And now that I kept talking about, I feel like I should put him way higher on this list. To be honest,
I do too.
Yeah,
I do. I probably should have got him up higher. Now, my number 7 is Triple H.
Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Because it pissed me off that Bleacher Report didn't even have him on there. Nothing against Bruno Sammartino. Everything in the world against Hulk Hogan. But you leave off Triple H. Can we not say this? We got to be for real. The matches this dude had, he tore both quads, and in each match, he kept going until he finished. Even when Dr. James Andrews was like, what the hell? But he still kept going. The matches against Batista, and he never beat Batista until like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Come on.
Batista beat his ass 3 times straight, man. I mean, but I will honestly say Triple H is also not on my list. But I know that he made people like Randy Orton and Batista specifically. He picked them out specifically. So with Evolution and what he did with DX, and so I respect what he did for the business. I mean, he's like he was one of the best heels. Like, I mean, nobody angered Jim Ross like Triple H angered Jim Ross.
By God, that man has a family.
Like, you son of a bitch! Damn you, Triple H! Just damn you! Yeah, so that man was. Hey, listen, to bring that much emotion out of somebody, like as a commentator, I respect that.
You know what? Triple H reminds me of OG Broly. Pure evil. That was pure evil.
Pure evil. Sledgehammer straight to your dome. Look, if all else fails, I'm gonna put a sledgehammer to your face. That's it. Like, I ain't dropping this belt for nobody. Rick, get the hammer. Like that's what
real.
Like when he popped Goldberg, and that man flew back on the top rope. Hey, Triple H was that man. So
he was.
So my number 6 is John Cena, man. That's my number 6. John Cena. Look, what he did for the PG era is unprecedented. Like that, like crazy. Like we did for the PG era. He has beaten Kurt Angle. He beat Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. He beat Triple H the next WrestleMania. And, he beat JBL for his first title. You know what I'm saying? Beat Big Show. Like all these things that he's done, man. Like much loyalty and respect, and like. Hate the mofo, but Hogan-esque type of popularity. I mean, that's what it was. So John Cena need to be on this top 10 list for sure.
Number 6 for me, Shawn Michaels.
so far down. So far down. Hey.
Huh?
Hey, it took a lot for me to leave him out of my top 5. It took a lot.
I know it hurt you a little bit. I know it did. I know it hurt you.
It took a lot to leave him out of my top 5, but yeah, I got Sean at number 6. We all know what Sean's done for the business.
Absolutely.
Look, that man jacked up his back. He went up against a Stone Cold Steve Austin with a messed up back. Fully, and look, drugged up during the match. But, and I mean now, if we want to take a look at another thing that's getting added onto his legacy now, man, if that man don't get his flowers for all the cocoa butter he's putting down in NXT, I mean, something needs to be said about the stars. It ain't just black athletes. He's bringing some of the cream of the crop in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's got nothing but stars. He's trying. It looks like he's trying to rebuild what Hunter had down there with black and gold at one point. Yeah. I'm not saying he's there yet, but if we want to be serious, he's on his way.
He's there. He's almost there, man. And my number 5 is the Dead Man. He's the Undertaker.
So far down.
Oh, I hope.
Huh?
What? Taking number 5.
Taking number 5, the Undertaker, man. Listen, look, I know the Undertaker's been in some hella 5 feuds. You know what I'm saying?
Woo.
Like the hella 5 feuds. This man have been in feuds with Mick Foley, Sid, Diesel, Batista. They beat the shit out of each other. Yokozuna, I think Yokozuna gave him his first loss, if I ain't mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
But
he been infused with big guys and won. And won.
You know, Undertaker, Austin. You know, he done a lot. But I feel like there's some people that, you know, that should be high. But he's in the top 5. Undertaker's in the top 5.
My number 5, our boy, Brett Tavius. Brett Tavius is number 5.
Whoa, you got that man at number 5, man. I want to see who the number 1 is. I cannot wait to see who the number 1 is. My number 4. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm about to say this number 4 is some heavy hitters, though. Yeah, you go. Who's your number 4?
The People's Champion. This is the Rock.
Woo!
The People's Champion.
My number 4, John Cena.
Yo, okay. John Cena's your number 4. My number 3, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Everyone, finally, we match.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's my number 3 too. He's my number 3.
Bottom line.
He's my number 3.
Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin for sure.
I think he's right where he belongs, though. I think he's the one that's exactly where he belongs.
Yeah, for sure. My number 2, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
I can see why you said so low.
Yep.
My number 2, Dead Man, The Undertaker.
Ooh, number 2 is The Undertaker. Okay. My number 1 is Bret the Hitman Hart, off rip.
I got The Rock number 1.
The Rock is your number 1.
Rock is my number 1.
Ooh, above Austin?
Right above Austin. The reason is Austin's got a good old little rap sheet of who he didn't beat.
Rock.
But the Rock's rap sheet, bro. Great day.
I mean, he beat The Rock until the very last WrestleMania before he retired.
Rock, look here. The Rock got Hogan on there.
Yeah, he does.
Even if it was old Hogan, got him on there.
He put him on there. He did do that.
And then he had to beat up the NWO during the match. So it's
yeah. He did have him.
I can say this. My top 5 on any given day, all 5 of those except Austin. Yeah, I think Austin is good at number 3. 1, 2, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
I think they could alternate based on how the conversation is going on any given day. I mean, I think Bret Hart is a 100 out of everybody on here. Number one, Bret Hart has the most valid argument to jump and go to number one more than anybody on my list right here.
So
anybody on that list.
I did have some honorable mentions. I mean, some people I had on my list and I took off. Obviously, Bruno Sammartino was on the list. I had Razor Ramon on the list too.
I did too.
Yeah, I had Razor Ramon on the list. I thought about Ted DiBiase as well. But as far as like transcending the business, like Ted didn't really necessarily do that per se. It was somebody else I had on that list. On this list. I mean, at one point I had Hogan on there, but my hatred just wouldn't allow me.
His ass wasn't going on my list. I don't care how good he was.
Yeah,
Terry Bollea wasn't going.
Hatred in me would not allow it to transpire. People, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I tell you who else had a great WWE career, and we don't talk about him.
Yeah,
he's in AEW. Chris Jericho had himself a WWE career. Greatest Intercontinental Champion ever.
Yeah, he did. So the only reason why I didn't put Ric Flair or Jericho on there is because they weren't like they weren't really homegrown WWE talent. Outside of Undertaker, because Undertaker did start in WCW. You know, he was Mark Callis or Mark Calloway, I think, before he went up being the Undertaker later on. And propelled his career to something else. Austin the same way. Austin the same way. He was Studded Steve. He was in the Hollywood Blondes before he jumped ship over to WWE. So, but I will say though, Bret Hart, you know, Stampede Wrestling moving all over to WWE. That's who he started. So I kind of look at that as a criteria, as well. But man, I'm gonna watch you some old Shawn Michaels footage. No, Randy Orton. I'm probably watching some Randy Orton footage. You know, on the WWE network. That's what I'm gonna do, man. But check it. This is our show for today. You ought to know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you get notified on all of our content, whether it is live or recorded, man. I'm telling you, I am working on a project. Now, those of you that are familiar with the Ultimates, I know there's a new series that's out right now. But I'm currently reading the 2015 version, Al Ewing of the Ultimates, where Blue Marvel is part of this team. So there's actually a lot of black characters on this team of the Ultimates for Al Ewing. So I'm definitely going to be covering that project. And you will see that in the future. So until next time, y'all, peace.